on it and teach a lot of students. So I've come across almost 1,000+ students on BitClass as well as on my own platforms where I've been teaching Clo 3D. So today that is what we are going to see. So many of them had said that Clo 3D. So this means that you just know what is Clo 3D or how does it work, or have you practiced on it? So it has few different segregation under how many of them actually know about working on Clo 3D. Okay, so today we are going to see the basics of Clo 3D, as in, first of all, I'm going to give you complete knowledge on Clo 3D, like how Clo 3D can be helpful for one, like a student or a fashion, for a fashion industry, or for somebody who's a entrepreneur or a freelancer, how they can take it up Clo 3D and work on it. So that is what we're going to see first half. The second half, I'll be showing you a garment on the software. So two things will be covered in this session. Okay, so the first session is completely knowledge, and the second session is working process on the software. So let's begin with our session. I'm going to share the PPT here. Okay. All right. Okay, so as I told you, first I'm going to talk about Clo 3D. So what and all a Clo 3D can do to a student, okay, or for anybody, any category under fashion or out of fashion. So as we know, there's other softwares like Photoshop, Corel, Illustrator, or AutoCAD, ReachCAD, and all of that for industries to work with. How different is Clo 3D for somebody to work on it, and what and all Clo 3D can offer? So as a person, when you're taking up on Clo 3D and you want to learn Clo 3D, you also need to know the benefits of it. Like, for example, if it is Photoshop, you know what Photoshop does. So I don't need to explain about it. But when I say Clo 3D, most of them know that you can do a 3D garments out of it. But it's not just developing a 3D garment, it has a lot more benefits. So that is what I'm going to show to you. So you will get more knowledge on like what and all you can work on Clo 3D. To start with the basic introduction, the history of Clo 3D. It was introduced in 2009 by Solomon Kim. Okay, but then back then none of us even knew that there's this software which is available, that you'll be able to take this up and you can do a lot of things on this. So people who know the software were using it for promotion sake or animation sake or doing some gaming purpose and all. They were using the software, not really working for fashion industry. The purpose of this software is for fashion, right? Developing a garment and then executing it. But then not many of them knew, so that is why it was not majorly used for that particular purpose. And now due to pandemic, many of us got to know that there's something like this available, and then you can do a lot more thing. Where I got to know in 2016, even that was late, right? I got to know, then I started working on it. But what I started working on it was first was Marvelous Designer. So Marvelous Designer is basically a parallel software. It's basically the same. Okay, the Clo 3D and Marvelous are same. The work-wise tools and setup, everything is same. And it's the same software. I mean, it's a software developed by the same brand. It's Clo. By them only, they have developed these two softwares, and they are same and they do the same thing. Only difference between both of them are the saving format. So if you want to work with animation softwares, then you prefer to work on Marvelous. But if you're working with fashion industry, then you go for Clo 3D. So that's a major difference between both of them. It's just a saving format. And another difference between both of them are the updates. So every software, people who are here are, that the importance of softwares and the importance of updates. So Clo 3D gets the updates. Like say if you get the update on Clo today, you will get that update on Marvelous like after a month. So that is how they both work, but they are same softwares. Okay. In case if anybody is asking you, do you know Marvelous? It's just the same. If you know Clo, you can also do the same. So kindly don't scribble on the screen. Just a second. Okay. All right. So moving on to the slide. Okay. So here, the latest version of Clo 3D is 6.2. So what is the update on this software? Because every updates of the software gives you certain things to work, maybe a new tool or new things to work. So this version of Clo 3D, which is 6.2, what you can do is you can change the skin tone of the avatars. You can see these are the avatars which we call in, for software terminology. So you can change the skin tone of the avatars, you can add lipstick, you can change the eyebrows, you can customize the hair colors, all of this you can do. And you can also develop puff jackets like this or quilting effects. There is a tool to develop all this. And you can also fold your garments. There's tools which is introduced to fold your garments. Previously there was no folded garments, and even if you want to fold it, it was very difficult. But now they have made it very easy for anybody to use the tool and fold the garments whatever you develop on Clo. Okay, that's the latest updates on the latest version. This is modular configurator where you have some ready garments in the software. So suppose you want to develop a shirt and then you want to do some designs out of the shirt. You want to manipulate. You don't need to develop the skirt all by yourself. The shirt is already available in the software. You just need to take them and then you do your manipulations, add fabric, add print, and you can work on it. So that is how these ready garments will help you. But I won't say the entire categories of garments are available. It's just few general garments are available in the software. And what you're seeing right now is for the people who are not good with patterns. You can directly draw on the avatar and you can get the patterns. You can see the drawing is done and immediately the pattern is appearing on the screen. And now you can manipulate and you can develop a different design out of this. So there is options in Clo. It's not only for people who are expert in pattern making. It is for anybody who want to explore on garments can pick up Clo 3D and work and develop amazing looking garments on it. Talking about fabric is something very major in Clo because whatever you do, you will apply a surface, right? That's basically a fabric because it's all about clothing. And any product, if you want to do also, you will have to apply a certain surface on it. So that's how fabric comes into place. So how a fabric reacts in the software, it's very realistic. Okay, the way the fall of it or the way the transparency or the shine on it or the texture of the fabric, all of this is very very realistic in the software. Sometimes you can't even identify this garment was done on Clo or was it a really a real garment which was owned by a person and taken a picture. So that kind of an effect you can get through software. For that the fabric plays a major role. And you have trims already available, you just need to take them and use them. You can manipulate, you can add colors, and you can play where you can place it wherever you want. And what you see here is a digital fabric. So this fabric is not developed, I mean, it's not a real fabric as it's a digital fabric. It's not through Clo, but it is collaborated with Adobe and it is from a substance fabric. So they are majorly made for animation purpose. So if you want some textures from there, you can pick some textures from there also and use it on Clo. Clo already has a lot of fabrics. If you want more, you can pick from outsides also and use them on the software. So Substance Fabric is a major collaboration where anybody can pick up this and work because that's going to give you a very amazing effect on your garments. Either the backgrounds if you want to create. And add-ons, I would say there's a lot of things, but just few highlights I've got here. So there's something where you can develop your own poses. Poses are already available in the software, but there's only some 10 to 15 poses. In case if you're doing 100 garments, you'll be bored of having the same poses. If you want to develop new poses, you can do that as well, and you can save those poses. Or if you want to do some minor changes on your existing pose, that is also possible. Okay, and this is the fabric which is loaded in the software for an industry purpose, I would say, because every industry work with different kind of fabrics. So when they are working with their own fabrics, they won't go with something which is already available in the software because the values might be different. So if they want to use their own fabrics, they can also load the fabric by entering the value of the fabric and the picture of the fabric. So once they load it on the software, they can use that fabric on any pattern. It will just react the same how it reacts in real. So it's a major add-on for a fashion industry. And also they can take the patterns, they can extract the layouts of the pattern, because what you're doing here is not a simple garment or just because it's a software. You can customize the avatar as per the size and you're developing a real size pattern. So once you develop a pattern, you no need to do it in hand again manually. You can just take the same pictures or the patterns from the software. You can just click print layout, and then you have these. You can take this printouts and then put it on the fabric, cut it and stitch it. So your pattern master job is also taken care by the software itself. This is grading. Not many of them are aware, because in colleges very few part of the courses this grading would be covered. So and also there's no software is majorly used for grading, where only industries use that software. It is not accessible for students because it's very expensive. But Clo is also giving you that option, that you, even a student, can explore on grading and understand and the importance of grading and work on it. Though it is for fashion industry, grading is also a part of it, but student also can take benefit. What you're seeing right now is colorways. Colorways is basically for fashion industries, where they do one design with different variations, right? Color variations or print variations, or little size here and there. So those things, they'll every time develop new files for all of this. But here in Clo, if you have one design and you want variations, you can do in one file only all the variations. So you have everything in one folder. You no need to look for different files. You do one changes on one garment and you apply for other garments. Everything is taken care. Your time, it will be saved like major. And what pictures you're seeing here, these images also you can pick and upload it on your website. So some of you want to open a website where you want to upload these detailed pictures of your garments. You can pick it from Clo itself. And what you're seeing right now is just an example, but you can get the very realistic effect of the images, so, and a higher resolution, where you can post it on your websites. So even this can be taken care. And also it gives you a tech pack. For a fashion industry, they can also extract tech pack from the software and they can use it. So all of this is taken care by one software itself. Moving to render window. So render window is all about developing your final look of your collection. So you're taking a final photo shoot. So you finish your garment, you finish your print, you finish applying accessories and all of that, and then you take it to render window. You add a nice background, you add some nice lightings, adding some shadow effects, and you take a picture of your collection. So this is what you'll be doing on render window. You can see some examples. These are my works. You can see here. So the lighting, what the same project, this has a darker lights and this has a brighter one. So you can see how you can play with lights and you can work on it. And you can just get some nice locations and some nice lightings. It looks like as if that avatar is actually standing there and you've taken a picture. So you can do all of that. Yes. Okay, somebody has to keep your audio on mute. Okay, and these are some of the explorations, because it's not just about putting it on a person and taking a picture. It can also be for presentation purpose, right? You want to develop a different kind of a presentation. You don't want every time on a person. So I've explored on those lines as well. So if it's a fashion brand, somebody wants to open a brand, start up a brand, and then you want to have your own way of presenting your garments. You don't want a model, or you don't want a photographer, or you can't afford a photographer or makeup artist. You can always do this. You can take Clo, you can develop your collections here, and you can post the pictures. You will get very realistic kind of an images. You can see these are for visual merchandiser. As we know, visual merchandiser doesn't have too many the softwares for them to work, either Illustrator or Photoshop Maximum, which is already there. They have to use that and work on it. But on Clo, you can develop everything from scratch, and it looks more realistic. It gives you proper lighting and a proper window of what size you want to work with. So everything can be done on Clo. So that's about render window, what we just saw, the lightings and also some of the benefits. Here, what I'm talking about the benefits as in not just for fashion designer. Under fashion category, we have a lot of categories, right? So, and for them is what I'm going to talk about. So this is fashion stylist. This is fashion stylist. So where the fashion stylist, you all know how they work with the style statements, developing everything from scratch, looking for unique looking garments or size, the prints or accessories, or then once you finish all of that, look for a right model, do the alteration, then take it to a proper location, look for a proper makeup artist, and then do some crazy makeup artists that explore basically, and then you do a nice photo shoot. And sometimes how many of them actually likes what they do, like the picture, what their final output. Some of them do like it, some of them can't say no to it, maybe their friends are doing. So there's so much of drama which goes into it to develop certain collections. But if you know Clo 3D, you can do all by yourself. You are the master of your creation. You can do a lot of things, and you learn a lot of things while doing on Clo. Next is image consultancy. So what you see right now on my screen, it's all different sizes, right? Because you can customize your avatars as per your size or as per your client size. Whatever size you prefer, you can customize. Say for example, you have a client and you want to enter their measurements so that you can design the garment and show to your client, because many of the clients don't understand what we actually talk about, so we have to draw them and show them, or show them some examples. But Clo is all about giving you everything right there what you want. So you can customize the avatar as per your client size. You just need to enter the measurement. You have the size. You can change the skin tone of the avatar as per your client's skin tone. And then you can do your garment and show it to your client. So the client can understand clearly what you are trying to tell. So this kind of a color, this kind of a fabric, this kind of a neckline will suit you. This kind of an accessory will suit you. You can suggest so that it's easy. So it's also for fashion designer that they were, I mean, we work for clients or we work for certain collection. If you work for certain category, you can just do all that and develop your own collection here. So this is all about sizing as well as communicating with your clients. Visual merchandiser we already saw, as we also can convert the avatars into mannequin and develop an amazing looking window displays, in-store displays, and the outside the window display as well. Product designers as well can use this software because you can develop amazing products here. It's not only for garments. As I told you, it's about patterns where you can develop any kind of a pattern and you can work on it. You can do amazing photo shoots on Clo itself and explore a lot. So it's also for product designer. This also works for interior designers. They can also take this and develop some products for their interiors. So that is also possible. Jewelry designers or accessory designers also can take up Clo and work because there's a lot more things can be explored on the software. It's not just for clothing. Okay, so even they can do, because I also explore a lot of things, because when I do collections, I make sure that they are up to from top to bottom, they are like properly done. So for that, I need accessories, and if I don't have to create it, then where will I source it? So I have to create it, and that's how I know that even a jewelry designer or accessory designers can use Clo and develop certain things. These are the animation which is available in the software. So basically you can have the stage, you have the avatar, you have the motions. You just need to apply, do the motions, record the animation, and then you're good to go. You have your animation ready. You can record the animation through the software itself, and then you can save it in a higher resolution, and then you can just add music on a video editing app, and then you're good to go with the software. So you can also do all of this, the basic RAM show happening on your Clo itself. This is advanced animation where you will be, taking it from outside the software. It's not in the software, but you will have to take the dance motion and you can dress your avatar and you can do all of this. So this is also possible. Okay, so that's why I call it advanced, because it's not in the software, which we pick it from out, from either from a website or from the other softwares, other animation softwares, and you can get the motions and you can work on it. Next, the brand called Lavi. This was majorly super hit. That's why I'm keeping this video here to show it to you. So, due to pandemic, they were not up into a trend. So they took up a collaboration with the digitals and developed this digital ramp show. So the show, the garment, what you're seeing here was completely done on Clo, but the animation, the rendering means the background, the color effect, the realistic animation, that is known as rendering. So those renderings are done on a different software, which is called Dash Studio or Dash 3D. That's animation software. So you get the figures also from there. So for this, you need to know that particular software, and it is completely into animation. But you can still do the same thing on Clo itself. If you have a good configured system, you can do all of this in Clo itself. Okay, so just wanted to show you this. You can also work with Clo and other softwares. It's not only in Clo and you will finish everything in Clo. You can work with other softwares and other formats as well. Here we're talking about industry needs. So most of us know how industry works. So completely manual and everything works until the design and the tech pack. It's all on system, and after that it goes into tech packs, and then it starts with sampling and then review and all that. A lot of fabrics, a lot of time, and a lot of money. Everything goes wasted here. And the samples what they develop, After the approval and after the things are done, the samples goes waste and it does ends up in landfills. But you don't actually use it in real, right? But when you use Clo 3D, everything is taken care digitally because you are doing digital samples. Your tech packs, everything is taken care. You are also like, so let me list it down. So you can do patterns, real size patterns. You can customize your avatars and do the real size patterns and grade the pattern. You can take the patterns from the software and print it so that you can print it on your fabric. You can also take the tech packs, you can do 3D samplings, you can take pictures like a proper photo shoot, or you can do animations. And so you have all of this for an fashion industry. Then once you do the review, it's all digital, so a review happens quick because whatever is has to be changed, you change it right there. And then what is finalized, only that goes to the final sampling. So that's how industry use the softwares, and many of the industries are getting to know about Clo. That is why they are looking for Clo workers, because they want to know if they can use it and work on it. So that is how Clo 3D has been helping a lot of industry, and now many of them are getting to know to work on it. So that's about fashion industry. But when I'm talking about a fashion student, so when you take up a course and you wanted to learn, you want to develop a fashion collection, it maximum takes you 6 months to develop your own collection, right? It's doing everything from scratch. But when it comes to the end result, like you're doing a photo shoot or you're doing an animation, you're doing a fashion show and all of that, you need somebody's help and you need some source for it. But in Clo, you are learning everything by yourself. So benefits for students, I would like to list it down. So first thing, it's not you're not just learning the software, but still I would say learning this major software. Secondly, you're learning pattern making with it, because your pattern making skills will improve, and you're learning garment construction, draping, and then understanding how to go with the styles and how to work with prints and colors and accessories on the avatar. So you're completely finishing your entire design. And then you look for a nice background, so you're doing your own backgrounds and all that. Moving to rendering, you're doing your entire styling from top to bottom, what kind of a hairstyle, makeup, accessories, colors, which kind of a pose, what kind of a lighting, what kind of a background. So you're learning a lot more here on render window, so where you're basically doing styling, okay, for your own collection, which in real life it might take some time, or maybe somebody's help, or sometimes somebody don't even learn it. So you get to learn a lot of things here. And finally you move to animation, and there you do your develop your own stage. Actually, you can develop your own stage, do your animation, take a nice lightings, take a nice final video of it. So it's entirely yours. You're learning everything by yourself. And once you finish all this, you can develop an amazing looking portfolio. So that's portfolio is very important. You all know nowadays certificate doesn't speak. Your portfolio, your social media handles about your works speak a lot. So that is what is majorly important, and Clo will give you all the lights to work with, and you will be able to develop and improve your skills even more with Clo 3D. That's for fashion students or anybody who is willing to take it up. So these are the brands. I'm coming to the last slide here. So these are the brands which is working with Clo 3D. So you get to see there's a lot more here. So it's not just these brands. There are a lot more brands without, you can't even name them because they're too tiny. They are also trying to take up Clo and start working on it, exploring on it. And many of your fashion online shoppings are converting into Clo garments, which you won't even understand that's a Clo garment. So they are making it so realistic that they take a realistic the actual person's image and then putting Clo garment on that person. So that's how people are working on Clo 3D. So that's all about Clo and all the informations about Clo. If you have any questions, you can ask me now.
Ma'am, many people are asking about how to get this.
Okay, let me go through the questions.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. The software is not for free. It is free for 1 month, which is a trial version which you get. After that, you have to pay and get the license. You won't get a lifetime access. You will have to pay yearly license. So the license for monthly, it is $50, which is 3,700 change or something. And for yearly, it is $450. So that's how it is. And if you are a student from a reputed college, you get a 50% off on it. Okay. Um, yeah, I just answered that question. Many of them had asked me. Teaches how to use the how put an avatar garment. Yes, of course, I'm teaching that, Swati. Um, teaches how can we use the software? Show the images as in what do you mean by images? I'm either way is going to show you how to use the software. I already started with that in the session, so please do have patience. Um, okay. Okay, this doesn't work on iPad. It's completely on laptop and desktop because it's a software. It's a 3D software. It needs a lot of configuration to be in it. So iPad is small and it doesn't have that much configuration. So it will not work on iPad, but it definitely works on laptop or systems which has good configuration to work. When I talk about configuration, if you have an i3 or i5, basically i5 is recommended to work with core i5 10th generation. If you have i3, it still works. It's a little slow, but it still works. But if you have i7 and i10, that's major because that is a really good configuration for the system to work really fast for you. But I myself use i5, so it still works much better for me. And if you are going for a new laptop, go for a gaming. That's much more better because gaming laptops are made for 3D softwares, so it will work much more better. Suggest something about fashion portfolio. What do I suggest you on that? You can take up Clo 3D and do a lot of things on Clo. Basically, for portfolio, you have to develop a collections, right? So you can do all of that here. You can develop a theme, you can develop your mood board and all of that. For the final garment, instead of doing a 2D illustration, you can go for a 3D garments, and then that's going to make it more interesting and with the fashion show. So that's what I can suggest right now. Yes, trial version is basically the entire software is given for you. So it's like a complete software given for you for free to work for 1 month to understand whether you'll be able to work or not. So all the tools will be there for you to work with. iPad, no. I'm saying it's only on software on the laptops and system. Yeah. Monthly, it is $550. Please convert it and see. I think it is 3.5, 3.6 or 7 change. It's given in dollars in the software, so I really don't know the exact amount in our Indian currency, but you can just convert it and see. It's $50 per month. Okay. All right. So I hope the questions have been cleared. Any other questions? All right, thank you so much. So let me begin with the software so you get an idea how you can work with the software. As again, I would like to begin with the software is, I mean, we're going to show it to you something in the software. I'm going to develop a garment and show it to you. It's very in the easiest manner. It's not with literally with measurements and all of that, because I want my students to learn the software to the fullest. So, learning through proper drafting and measurements and all, somebody might not be interested, somebody might not get it, somebody are not good with pattern making, but they are passionate about developing 3D garments. So how do we use it? So that is what I want my students to learn it in the easiest manner. Once you know the software, developing a proper measurement garment is not going to take you much time. It's just going to be like a cakewalk. First thing, you need to know the software. Okay, so this is just a 1 hour session. I'm going to show you a very simple garment to be developed here, and how do we drape it on the avatar, and then how do we change the color, how do we save the project. This is what I'll be able to show it to you in this short time, and then the rest will be in our masterclass, which we will talk in the end of the session. Okay. Just give me a second, let me have some water. Thank you. So yeah, let's begin with the session. So this is how our software looks like. Just a second, I forgot to on this. Yeah. Okay, so this is how our software looks like. And to begin with this garment, I'm going to develop a garment directly, because talking about a lot more things is not going to work, and it's completely new for many of you all, so you won't have an idea even if I start talking all of that. But our masterclass will be covered everything from scratch, so you know what everything what is where and how do you work on it. Though this is our just workshops, I'm going to show it to you how to do a garment. So here I have the avatar. This is a 3D window. This is a 2D window where we have tools for them. And these are the object browser and property editor. So all of this basically we're going to work parallelly to get certain things. The library, which is here, we're going to pick stuff from here and start developing garments and all of that. So that is what you're going to see. So just a process of developing a garment is what I'm going to show you. So opening an avatar, double click. We have files here. I'm going to open female garment file. You can see when I scroll down, I have avatars here. So you can see that like they are different kind of avatars. They all have names. They are different by skin texture and face features. Skin tone, the measurement wise, they all are same. As I told you, you can customize the avatars, but that's later. Okay, so now I'm going to just pick an avatar, double click, and you will have your avatar on the screen. Okay, I got the avatar. You can see that. I'm going to apply a ready garment, which is already available on the garment folder. Double click. Have the garment here. So first I'll show you how to zoom in, zoom out and use the rotate thing, and then I'll show you the garment. So to select, you need to have the 3-button mouse for this software, which is left, right, and a scroll button. So the left click is to select anything on your garments, on your software, either the avatar or anything you prefer. And right click is to press and hold on to right click so you can rotate. Okay, press and hold on to your right click to you so you can rotate any angle you prefer. Scroll button is to zoom in, zoom out, as we know, but when you zoom in, it doesn't go to one location. So press and hold on to your zoom button so you get a pan symbol where you can navigate. Now you can see I can navigate. And if you see this garment here, it is still in a pattern form. It is not a garment form. To convert this into a garment form, there is this option here. There's a tool which is your big arrow. Click on that. It will become garment. And you will get a hand tool where you can pull the garment and make it sit fine. So this is a very basic thing. How to rotate, move, zoom in, zoom out, and stimulate. Okay. Delete. I'm taking the first tool, which is transform pattern. A is a shortcut. Delete the pattern. I'm going to start with the garment. So there's an outline for you to work on your 2D window as well. Using this outline, we're going to work. So many of them here are fashion student. You know how to do illustrations, right? You have a template and you start drawing your garment on it. Even if you don't have a template, you draw a figure first and then you do your garments. So it's the same thing. You have a figure, you're going to do the garment. So taking the polygon tool, H is the shortcut. I'm going to do the garment. I'm doing half the garment. I'm doing a flared dress, shoulder, neck, garment length. I'm doing a flared, so I'm taking a diagonal one there. And underarm, getting back to where I started. Okay, so you can see I have my half pattern, and whatever I do here, I get a copy on my 3D. Now I need to do the curves to finish the pattern. So click and hold on to this. You find edit curvature. So click and drag to get a curve. So my pattern is ready. You can see half pattern is ready. I'm going to take edit pattern tool, which is Z is a shortcut. Right click and choose unfold symmetric editing with sewing. So you got your other half pattern. I'm going to take a copy of it. So right click, copy, right click, mirror paste. Always a mirror paste would do. So I did that. I'm going to take edit pattern tool because you don't have the same neck and the armhole for the back pattern as front. So changing it. So I changed the back. Now I have front and back here. Now all I have to do is place this pattern back. You saw the t-shirt which came directly on the avatar. Only then it will, it will be done. If I right now I haven't stitched it and I just have the pattern. If I just stimulate, that's going to fall down. Okay, that we can't do it. So we need to push this back. So first of all, you need to flip the pattern on 3D. It's already flipped on 2D, but not on 3D. So you flip it on 3D, push it with your gizmo, relocate that pattern. I'm just holding on to the pattern and moving it. Okay, so you can just place it. All right, so I placed it there. Now I'm going to stitch it using segment sewing. If you don't know where to stitch on your 2D window, no worries, you can directly stitch on 3D. See, just clicking and it's done. Done. That's it. When you use symmetric pattern, it gets stitched both the side. You just need to do one side. And now you stimulate. So we got the garment ready. It's done. That easy it is. You just have your garment stimulated. You can do your alterations, everything from here. And you want to change the color, click on the object browser. There's a fabric, click on it. On property editor, the properties will appear. Go to down and you find color. Choose any color you prefer. You have all the colors. Whichever color you prefer, you can pick. Click OK. Go to avatar again. I'm changing the pose. Pose is changed. Hairstyle. Double click. Everything double click on your library. You can see the hairstyle. Shoes. Whichever you prefer. Shoes. So you're done with the garment, you're done with the pose, hairstyle, shoes are being done. All that you need to do is save project, save your work. Whenever you save your work, you will get an image as well as a file here like this. So one file, when you save it, you get two options. So the image is not your final image, it's just giving you an idea that this is what is available inside this. Okay, and you're good to go with your collection. So that's it. More than this, I'll be able to show you only in the master classes. So if you have any other queries, you can ask. Yeah.
So guys, if anyone has any query, you can ask your queries. And there's a question in the chat box. Like, could you please go to the chat box with software?
No, I think she sent it to you directly. I'm not finding it. My chat box is open here.
Okay, Millie is asking which software is to be used in mobile.
Mobile, it doesn't work on mobile. It works on laptop or desktop.
Okay. Purva is asking, suggest something about fashion portfolio.
I spoke about all this. I gave all the, I just spoke about all the questions. I think it's done.
Yeah. Hi, can I question up?
Yeah, sure. Who's this?
Yeah, this is Rima here. I wanted to figure out what is the minimum configuration that you are looking for, a minimum configuration.
Yeah, as I already told, it is I3 or I5 you can look for. So that should work.
And what about the graphic card that you need into the PC?
Graphic card, I'm not sure, but now if you're looking for something, you can check with the person because I'm not sure about the graphic card. Just that I also bought a new laptop and the graphic card was already updated, so I'm not sure about that, but you can check.
Yeah, but in a laptop, graphic card is one which comes mostly standard ones. But the ones if we are getting into a PC, we have a lot of options of manipulating up the space and the processing unit. So
correct.
That's
I'm not sure about that. I don't know about PCs. I'm sorry.
Okay, fine. So where do we get this information from the Clo itself?
Yes, you have it in the Clo itself, where you can look for Clo and then menu. You will find all the configuration about the software. what you're supposed to need. I mean, you need to have it on your system or a desktop. All the configurations are mentioned.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Parvati will be coming to the fee structure of the full course very soon. Ayu is asking, how did you add the stitch?
Stitch is using a tool called segment sewing. Just click on the pattern and it's done.
Okay. And Radhi is asking, can we customize footwears in this?
It's all about patterns.